Being the only thinker and doer is hard. Sometimes I was raised, I know a lot of people don't do the whole astrology thing. However, I was. And what winds up happening is being raised by a Virgo that also was in the military, that was also a police officer. It gets very strict and you have to use a lot of your critical thinking. And I know people say whatever they want to say about the police, but I did work for MPD as a civilian, for 16 and a half years. And they are structured like the military, right? So there's a lot of thinking. I know it doesn't seem like it, but women, in my opinion, are better thinkers. Let's get to where I'm going with this. People ask me for favors and they say, can you do, I'm just going to put it out there. I was asked, could I babysit at 7 a.m. on a particular day? And there's no end time. And my thing is, why do I have to ask you? One could assume it's an 8-hour shift, but I need to know what time you're going to be done and what time you will be here for this entire thing to be done and over with. Now, I do not mind being a villager at all. But when I express to people that don't give me all of the information, when you text me, I need you to give me all of the information, it gets frustrating and I don't want to answer, and I be trying not to be like a jackass, right? Because if I say, hey, you not giving me all the information, and a text throws me off because I shouldn't have to ask you for more information because you're asking me for something. And I keep telling people to go back to the basics, the who, what, where, when, why, how of it all. And that includes teaching my child how to do that, because for whatever reason, my feelings, my emotions, how life has been put in my face, I feel that it is passive aggressive and manipulative to ask me certain questions without giving all of the answers that you have to pull attention from me, to pull, I don't know the word I'm looking for right now, but to continue on, even in other circumstances. When people say, hey, or people say, hey, yeah, I know this, and it's like open-ended, I just started ignoring motherfuckers, because why do I have to ask you for something that you're volunteering to me, information that you're volunteering to me, right? So I express this type of stuff to my kid too, and she's like, yeah, I just want to, even if it's something simple, I just want to go to my friend's house and we go to the movies. Okay, which friend? And why do you have to go to their house in order to go to the movies? What movie? What time? Where? How are you getting there? How are you getting home? Like, all of this should be figured the fuck out. And it really bothers me when people hit my phone and they don't give me all of the information that should be given to me in order for me to make a decision. I don't like waking up to a dirty house. I don't feel like going back to the beginning, I don't like feeling that I'm the only person thinking and contributing to something. Because why didn't you think that through? One of my old friends used to say, you think about everything beyond X, Y, and Z. And in my head, I'm like, well, why didn't you? Because you're a parent as well. And it could just be simple shit like, all right, we're just going to grab the kids and we're going to head to the beach. Cool. Are we packing a cooler? Who has sunblock? Well, you know what I'm saying? It's just little things. You still need maybe a first aid kit. Maryland beaches are known to have, what are they called? Jellyfish. We have a high jellyfish population, right? Do we have the stuff for the jelly? It's a lot of things that go into being prepared and being a parent. Just being responsible, because even if I took myself, there's certain things that's going to be packed, right? Coming from a preparer. My mom was a doomsday preparer. Like I said, I have so much shit. It's just not that I don't feel that people around me are not as prepared. I feel that they know that I'll always be prepared and that I am that crutch, and that fucking bothers me a lot of the time. Knowing that I'm going to have a second way of thinking is exhausting. Having to continuously ask people to contribute a particular type of way is exhausting. I don't usually talk the mom stuff, but I woke up this morning. My kid has a swim meet. I woke up this morning knowing that I had to record a Convo and Co., this 10-minute Baddie, and whatever, and edit both and produce both on YouTube today. So I wake up, I clean the kitchen, I cook, and I say, you know, I'm going to take a nap because I need to record and I need to edit, and I can't. It's a lot. So when I'm overly stressed, my body shuts down, and this is post-coma. This was never before the coma. And I sleep like a newborn. Sleeping 4, wake up for 4, sleeping 4, but it's to the point where, like, it's exhausting. I couldn't drive long distances for a long time because I became narcoleptic, and I would fall asleep wherever the fuck I was. Driving, in the store. There's so many times where I had to, like, I felt my body shutting down and I had to walk out of a store and go sleep in the car in the parking lot. But that shit that I don't talk about. And speaking of which, we can go into that a little bit. I was scrolling TikTok, of course, and this dude was like, I remember when he got shot, and I remember watching some of his journey briefly when his videos were going viral. And he randomly he was a runner. He was just a runner, and somebody decided to shoot him one day. So they shot him in the leg, and they shot him in his arm. And he almost died from that. He had to learn how to walk again, feed himself again. An entire rehabilitation process. Insane. And people say, okay, it happened to you in 2003. You should be over it. Boom, boom, boom. And I remember telling someone close to me that I did not tell everybody I was in a coma. I remember telling someone close to me that I was in a coma, and everybody says, oh, well, how long? And I said 3 days, and they're like, oh, all right, you good. As if they have been in a coma and had to learn how to walk again and was shitting on them fucking selves and had to wait for fucking nurses. And they said to me, oh, well, when I went to the hospital to visit my husband at the time when he was in the hospital, I fell out the chair. And then they put me in a hospital bed. What the fuck are you talking about? And I'm not saying a fall from a chair can't be serious, but for you to compare that to me. Further down the line, talking to the same person, and they say something, and I go, well, my body reacts this way to certain situations, or I'm getting tired because of X, Y, and Z. And they're like, yes, I know. Oh my God, you was in a coma. Okay, we get it. And I was like, oh, wow. That's how you really feel. And I don't expect people to feel sympathetic for me every fucking day, but you have to take into consideration, and I tell people all the time, I am not the same post-coma. And until they're in my space and they see me get up, clean, exhaust myself, have to go lay down, and go to fuck to sleep in the middle of the day, right? So when they say, why don't you go apply for this job? Why don't you go apply for that job? I apply for the jobs that are handicap friendly. I can go work at Aldi. I could go sit down and ring up groceries, but I can't do 8 hours at Giant or Target or whatever, right? So I've tried different things, and it's hard.